Hi, my name is Pierre from Biosymph Paints and Products, and today we're going to show you how to use our products to repair a roof and prepare it for painting with our selected products, and we will also show you the best practices to use.
The 4 steps that we'll be going through include roof prep, roof repair, using GilsoFlex, and then finishing up with ClimoPlate. The roof that we're using as an example, and that features in all of the photos, was one that was in pretty bad shape. It needed a bit more extreme TLC than what your roof might need, so remember to tailor these suggestions to the conditions of your own roof and requirements. We'll start off with preparing your roof for the application of our products. This is a really important step, so take your time in ensuring that your roof is ready. That could include replacing nails where possible, securing roof sheets with new nails and rivets if it's required, high pressure cleaning your roof to remove any old, loose and flaked paint or any bits of mould. With that, a moss killer could be used if the moss or mould is particularly stubborn. Once that's done, you're ready for some roof repair. This section will explain how to patch nail-sized holes and other small general tears on your roof using our GilsoFlex and a sealing membrane. Step 1 is to use a steel brush to remove loose rust around the area needing repair. Step 2 is applying our Rust Mechanic over the area and leaving it to dry. That takes approximately 2 hours. Rust Mechanic is available from our website. Just remember that the application of the Rust Mechanic is not over the whole roof, just over the area to be repaired. That's because the GilsoFlex that we'll be looking at applying in the next step already contains a rust inhibitor that will be covering the whole roof, and that can be painted straight over any minor surface rust. So this step is just over that small area around the hole that you are repairing. Then brush a thin coat of GilsoFlex over the area where the hole is. This first layer of GilsoFlex is really just to enable you to stick on the membrane that we'll be covering in the next step. You can find some suitable brushes from our website as well. Step 4. Apply hemp laminating membrane over the hole while the GilsoFlex is still wet. That's available from our website too. Last but not least, step 5. After 24 hours, apply another coat of GilsoFlex over that laminating membrane. Leave it to dry overnight. Repeat all these steps until your roof looks something like this. For bigger tears, flashings, gutters, leaks and other bigger holes, it's much the same process as what we've outlined, except that you'll be using FlexoTar and not GilsoFlex. What's important to point out on this slide is step 5. You don't need to wait 24 hours. Instead, apply a second coat of FlexoTar straight after the fiberglass or hemp patch immediately. After 4 hours, then you can put a coat of GilsoFlex over the FlexoTar patch and leave it to dry overnight. I also want to point out in step 4 that instead of the hemp membrane, a fiberglass matting can be used. That's more suitable for heavy-duty needs and repairs. Suitable fiberglass matting is available from our website as well. Now we're on to applying GilsoFlex. Only continue onto this step once you have completed all of your repairs. Use a broom to remove any loose leaves and so on from your surface. You don't need a high pressure cleaner again, as that will damage the patches that you've just created. Make sure the roof is properly dry before you start putting the GilsoFlex on. Remember, it does contain rust inhibitors, so it can be painted straight over any minor surface rust. Apply GilsoFlex using whatever equipment and method is most convenient and suitable for you. That could be with a brush, roller, earless spray gun, ear-assisted spray gun, or even a soft broom. You need to go straight over those patches that you've made, being especially generous over any overlapping joints and flashings. Typically only one coat is required, but two can be applied on particularly bad areas. Leave the GilsoFlex to cure. That typically takes around 2 weeks, but it can be weather dependent. We've also found that in the summertime it can take as little as 1 week to cure, whereas in winter it could be as long as 3 weeks. So just keep an eye on your coated roof. The GilsoFlex will change from a gloss to a matte finish. Once it's matte, it's cured. We sometimes get asked when the best time of day is to apply GilsoFlex. What happens during the heat of the day is that the roof surface tends to be quite hot, which means that vehicle solvents in GilsoFlex evaporates much faster. That makes application more difficult as the GilsoFlex becomes quite tacky. So it's better to avoid the heat of the day when applying GilsoFlex, which is usually in the early morning or late afternoon. Don't worry if it rains after you've applied GilsoFlex. GilsoFlex will skin within an hour. That means it'll be dry enough to form a waterproof layer or a skin over the top of the GilsoFlex. So you just need to make sure it's been applied an hour before it rains, and then it should be okay. We highly recommend that you coat your cured GilsoFlex roof or surface with our ClimoPlate top coat. Remember that GilsoFlex is black, so it will become quite hot, especially during summer. That's why we recommend a more reflective top coat, ideally in a lighter colour to keep the surface cool and also to improve its look. Although we do have a more reflective black ClimoPlate if you did want the surface to stay black. So although this fourth step is optional, we highly recommend it because it will extend the life of the coating system. This step is essential and not just recommended though if you use GilsoFlex over an existing butanol roof, and then we suggest coating with an aluminium silver ClimoPlate top coat. ClimoPlate can be applied with a brush, roller or airless spray gun. Typically only one coat will be required. We are constantly in the process of adding more colours to our colour range, so check our website regularly. At the moment, we stock ClimoPlate in aluminium silver, satin slate black, pitch black, snow white, and new denim blue. If we haven't quite captured the colour you need, just let us know and we'd be happy to colour match for you. We do have a thinner for both GilsoFlex and ClimoPlate to adjust the viscosity for spraying with an airless or air-assisted spray gun. That thinner can also be used for cleanup afterwards and throughout application. Just as a final tip, remember that all of these steps are not just applicable for your roof. The methods and products can also be used for sheds, outbuildings, and any other structure in need of some TLC. Also, it's not just for corrugated iron roofs. GilsoFlex and ClimoPlate are equally suitable for use on concrete tile roofs, asbestos roofs, butanol roofs, dichromastic roofs, and even plywood and other timber.